Oh, I'm so sore. I'm supposed to do 19. What is the mileage? I think it's 18 I'm supposed to do on the calendar, but like technically I should be doing 19 this weekend. But 18 would be fantastic if I got that done. So right now I'm just going to see, these are wool socks. I'm just going to kind of see what it's like. It looks like the sidewalks are clear. They don't usually touch this part of the trail anyway, so it's hard to say what the other part of this trail system looks like. I'm going to try to run like maybe 4 out, 4 back based on how I feel keep going. I don't think I'll be able to run south today. It just doesn't look like an option for me, so north it is. I have the gaiter, I have wool socks. I think I'll be okay with just the jacket on. Once Tokyo Race Week comes, I'm going to think about everything that I didn't do. This happens every single time. I'm going to think about everything I didn't do, everything I should have done, and this is not going to be like one of those times where I'm going to look back on like this like week in particular and wish that I had gone a little harder or whatever. It is 11:26. I've waited all morning to get out there. My plan was to wake up and get ready and go at like 9:30, and I woke up to a complete whiteout. So the biggest thing about doing long runs is knowing how much fuel to bring, and sometimes that can be really challenging for people for a lot of different reasons. Knowing what type of fuel works for you is a big deal. So for me, I go between Morton Gels and UCAN. These like together are so amazing. I didn't have any issues bonking. I really didn't feel like wanting to quit in the marathon in Berlin until mile 25, which is, I mean, if I'm gonna bonk at a mile, I'm gonna pray that it's at mile 25 and not mile 20, because bonking at mile 20 sucks a lot. Bonking at mile 16, that is terrifying. So to prevent all of that, yes, I think and I believe that prevention of bonking is worked in with your base runs. So what you do every single week, and making sure that you're running those easy runs, super easy. And if you're not running them easy, you're going to use too much energy stores in your training that like once race day comes, you're trying to go at race day pace, but like your easy runs weren't building that tough endurance for you. So your bonking time is gonna happen at around the mileage that you were doing on average per week, cut in half. Your base mileage, does that make sense? Like your base mileage, let's say Monday through Friday, your base building for your long run on Saturday or Sunday, and your base mileage adds up to about 20 to 21 miles. If you aren't running those base miles slow enough, your bonk time may be around at mile 20 or mile 22. But if you are running on average of those base mileage, why do I keep saying mileage? Base miles at like Monday through Friday, you're running 25 miles, easy pace, really easy effort. It's 2 to 3 minutes slower than your race goal time. It's actually easy for you. Your bonk time, like I had the experience. This is why I'm saying this, because this is my experience. And what happened to me. That my base mileage was 25 miles Monday through Friday, minimum. And my bonk mile was 25 in the Berlin Marathon. And I ran the fastest race I had ever run. Granted, I only have 3 races under my belt. at that time. But if I'm gonna bonk, mile 25 is gonna be my bonk mile, and I don't really care about the rest. And I could, you know, I can go all out for the rest of it. So anyway, another factor about not bonking is how you fuel. Your fueling strategy is everything. And I didn't learn this until I ran Chicago 2023. And I hit the wall in that race at mile 22, and my weekly mileage, believe it or not, averaged out to be 20 to 22 miles, Monday through Friday, averaging about 45 miles at peak weeks. I think my peak week in Chicago 2023 marathon training was 55, and that's high. For Berlin, I don't think I got more than 56. But that was like peak week, really good training week, and it wasn't even like, I didn't sustain that. So all this to say, if you have a base and you might bonk at mile 20 or 22, fuel is your second strategy. If you're fueling properly, that bonk is not going to hit you as hard. You might feel that slug and the legs feel like lead at 22 miles, but I promise you your energy return will still be high if you fuel right. So starch. You can use a starch-based type of fuel instead of like full sugar. Maurten is glucose. So if you use the two of these, one is going to sustain energy way longer, and you're not going to have that blood glucose spike. You're not going to have that sugar crash, and you're going to have sustained energy. And then when you do need that little bit of a, you know, like a pick-me-up at mile, what time did I start this at? Mile 14, maybe? 16? Then you need the glucose. And it also just helps to just like change your taste buds up, give yourself something different. I used every single gel I brought with me on the Berlin Marathon course. Every 4 miles I would have one of these, and then after halfway I would have one of these every other mile, or every other, you know, every other like 4 miles I would alternate this one to this one. With a caffeinated one, now caffeine is a gamble to play with when you are racing. If you don't try it in training, don't try it on race day. Caffeine can make you pretty much make your insides a little different. So don't do this if you haven't used it in training. I used a calf gel at mile 22, I want to say, or mile 24. I have a whole list of my fueling strategy. If you're interested in that, we can go over it. I believe in it. I trust it. I will never not use it for any other race. But the caffeine can help you so much, especially in the later part of your race. But you have to train with it. I trained with it that way. I would take one of these the last 2 miles of a long run, because the only way I was gonna know if this strategy would work for me is if I did it in training. And it absolutely worked. Even on the like grossest GI days that I had out in summer, this worked for me. Okay, so this is my fueling strategy for every race moving forward. That's all I have to say. Look into UCAN. I'm not like paid to do all of this stuff, so I'm not gonna spend a lot of time talking about these fuels. I think at the end of the day, you have to try it to know if it works for you. Everyone is so different. So yes. Another thought to mention too, UCAN uses allulose, and if you know anything about allulose, it digests a lot easier, and it makes your body use carbohydrate stores better than regular sugar would. Okay, that's that. So I don't think I'll bring the Maurten. I kind of saved these. They're expensive, and I don't need them for training as much. until I get to peak weeks, so I usually don't grab these until my peak weeks, which aren't coming up for a couple weeks now. So I'm saving these. And I'm like super lucky. I've raced a few recently, and I know that these will work on race day. I just know what will work for me, and I know what I can tolerate. Okay, now for water. I just have this little water bottle. It has, oh, I don't know how many, I almost said cc's. I don't know how many milliliters this is. I have a lot of different like trail water bottles that I could bring with me today. I don't know which one I want. And my Osprey, no, this does not come with my Osprey vest, but these Osprey little pouches are good. I have a Solomon. I have 2 of these that came with my running vest that I don't even use for running. It's snowing again. That's amazing. So yes, I could wear a running vest. I just don't want to. I have a Nathan water bottle somewhere. I have no idea where. Suddenly I'm like super nasally. One thing about me in the winter is I don't really need water out there. I went for an 18-mile run last weekend and I didn't have a drop of water. So bringing this to me doesn't, I don't know, it just doesn't, it's not necessary, but I still do it. I like to bring salt tabs with me, and I think I'm out. I have a few left. I don't know if it's going to be enough. But Salt Stick, I've been buying these since 2022. These are a game changer. I love these. I don't really love the ingredients in them. I don't think they're totally good for you or your kidneys, but they do help you in fueling and racing. These cannot be substituted for your fuel. These are just for electrolyte replenishment, keeping yourself hydrated. I do think this also contributes to not bonking. So yeah, it has sodium, potassium, calcium, and magnesium in there. The potassium during a race is super important. So I definitely recommend Salt Stick. For UCAN, they recommend this can sustain you for 75 minutes. When you're racing, it's a different story, I think. Because I was doing this every 4 miles. So probably more than you needed, or I needed, but it really helped. Can't remember what I did for Chicago. It wasn't enough. That's all I gotta say. I feel like it was every 5K. Maybe it was too much. Every 5K or 10K or something crazy. But it's not really. Every 4 miles was the recommendation from my coach, and I am never looking back. I think that helped me so much. But yeah, so today, I have 19, how many miles did I say? 18 miles on my calendar to do today, which is the same as I did last week. So technically I should be at 19, but it doesn't matter because it's snowing. The trail's covered. If I get even just 10 miles in today, I'm gonna be happy. If I can do 10 miles today and 8 miles tomorrow at home, that's fine with me. Because I can always do a few miles later tonight. I can always hop on, oh, I've been looking for this. I can always hop on the treadmill after if I have time, but the goal for me today was to go home. And I'm already delaying that by not getting outside. So I don't think I'm gonna bring this. I know people are gonna be like, that's crazy, but I just don't think I'm gonna need it. I don't know. So moving out of the kitchen, we're going to put my shoes on and my jacket on, which means we're getting closer to out the door. Okay, it's so crazy to me because last year and years prior, I would always end up taking my headband off, and every single run so far in the last few weeks, I've kept my headband on the entire time, and I'm running more than I ever have in the winter. So it's cold, colder than usual. These are the shoes I'm gonna run in. They're the Saucony Endorphin Edge, and they're kind of covered. They have the, the sole is trail traction. That's the word. So I actually just checked, and the rail feel is 16. So I might just put these on over. Okay. Well, it's as good as it's gonna get. Okay. Wish me luck. I'm actually kind of nervous. I always get nervous before I start any type of long run, medium long run, speed workout. I just get nervous. I get like pre-run jitters. Okay, so we'll see where I go. If I want to film, I'll film, but if I just don't feel like it, this is the end then. So they've totally cleared the trail, which means it's a full green light. I can do this. But the goal is still the same, finish by 3 something. So then I can get ready and go to the train at the 5 o'clock train. Actually a lot warmer than it says it is out here, so I'm like warm already and not even a mile in. Ugh. But I'm glad it's like clear. I'm at 1.5, and I just hate what I'm wearing. Like, I absolutely hate it, but I don't want to go back and change, even though I could. So I'm gonna see what I can do. I'm just really warm, and I feel like it's just stuffed. So let's see what I can do with what I have. Honestly, I could run in this because it is not that cold out. They say it's colder. It's not. feels so much better. I will not run in my sports bra, but it is cute. Alright, so then this should be lighter to feel better. Okay. I feel like a lot better with the one less layer. Honestly, I don't really feel like doing this today. I don't at all. I'd rather be eating. I'd rather be eating on my couch watching like a really good movie or show, like a normal snow day. But yeah, this is what it's gonna be for the next few weeks. Just pushing through snow, pushing through like weather conditions that I don't love, and just showing up. Even if you like don't finish the whole thing, but you try, like that's all that matters. So that's what we're doing today. We're showing up, we're trying, and we're gonna see what we can get done in the time that I have before the train to go home to my doggy. It's not fun. It is what it is. Worse going south, and unfortunately I think I have to cut this one short at 10 because it's just not ideal. Like this is just not sustainable today. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about the rest, so I'll have to figure that out. But yeah, I'm not doing 16 or 18. It's just not happening. It's just gonna get worse because it's gonna keep snowing. I can't even talk. So okay, I'm not done, like done. I'm only gonna do 10, and then we'll see what I feel up to, like treadmill wise. I think I have time to spare to hop on the treadmill for like 35 minutes or so. So maybe I'll do that. And then we'll see what the miles will be for the day.